yes, we're grateful for even the name The Sunny Side, because maybe this show is supposed to force you to reevaluate social constructs. Okay. Over the weekend, wait, should I go there first? Or do I go to I Beg to Differ first? Let's quickly remind you that I Beg to Differ is rounding off this week, Wednesday and Thursday, Sign of the Cross. First of all, congratulations to all participants this season. Those who have made it, those who have gone home, who were eliminated. Excellent. It was just such great sportsmanship you put up. It was fantastic to see your courage, your will, your wit, your will to come out and debate. Parents, thank you for the work that you do. I know that you think we don't thank you enough. Sometimes you don't even expect to be, appreciated for the work that you do. Thank you. Your reward is here and in heaven. If it's not here, it's guaranteed in heaven. You are trying to put out the best human resource as best as you can out there into the world. The world needs sound-minded people, and we can only imagine the potential that lies within your children when we hear them speak, when we hear them debate, when we feel their passion, feel their spirit. We can tell there's a good mom behind this one. There's a solid dad behind this one. So parents, thank you so much. It may be hard. It may even just be worse. It may be... I think sometimes it's hard, and then even worse, sometimes you're even just tired. But you never quit and you never give up. And so when we see your children, we almost forget how much work goes into raising kids these days. Parents, once again, from me to you, God bless you and thank you. Now, the young students who have had their head on the ground, head on the shoulder, listening, willing, in for the win, and if they don't win, they take it in good strides. Thumbs up. That's how you live in the world. You win some, you lose some. Okay, now the rest of the gist is now in Vaughn's hand. Apparently, semi-finals and finals this week.
Yeah, semi-finals.
All right.
Not the finals, Joyce. We're done with the semi-finals. The finals.
Wow.
So the third place match takes place on Wednesday, and the first place match takes place on Thursday. And speaking of people who lose and take it in strides, Joyce, it was an emotional Thursday last week because of the debaters who lost.
Yeah.
And one of them broke down here in tears, and our hearts broke for her because it was such an emotional day.
Oh, really?
Oh, she sobbed.
What was her challenge? Was it just losing, or?
I believe it was losing. And I also believe she probably felt the pressure of her school on her to win, the pressure to win, from her school. And
maybe her mom has said something.
Her mom, her dad, perhaps.
If you don't win, don't come back.
No, I don't think that was her case. But she struck me as a very competitive person. And you know how competitive people are. They can be sore losers, When they lose, they're like, I'm such a failure.
No, let me even tell you. There are people who couldn't even show up.
Honest to God.
There are people afraid to show up, and you did.
Uh-huh.
That's all the feathers your way, honey.
Yes.
All the entire bouquet of flowers to you.
Right.
Good, and I hope you're over it.
I hope she is. Plus, she's just in SS2. And apart from that, she has automatically qualified for the national tournament in July, August. All 4 finalists have now qualified for the national tournament in July, August. So there's also that to compete for and compete in. But it was it was an emotional Thursday.
And I feel like even the show itself does something to the students psychologically. I feel like I Beg to Differ almost gives a sort of... It's a platform that almost honors your ability to speak.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm trying not to exaggerate it, but I feel that there's something about just being on this platform that highlights your skill, that elevates not just your speech, but the passion with which you can speak. I feel that the body, Nigeria Info, just coming together to giving you this, almost feels like we do for ourselves what we're willing to do for you, which is to make colorful the character of the human spirit, to be capable of contention.
That's right.
And to do it in a peaceful, cordial, loving way. To win, to lose honorably. To get in a fight, and however it turns out, you're glad you showed up. Because really, sometimes half the fight is you didn't come for your fight.
Oh, and we had a lot of that in the previous edition.
Oh, for real?
We had a lot of them who ghosted the debate. I'm sure they were like, you know what? I'm done. Mom, I cannot continue.
Wait, was it because there was scarcity of petrol, so they couldn't find a car to bring them, or it was just trepidation, like utter fear?
I am inclined to believe it was trepidation and possibly other circumstances beyond their control,
Which was a good
that did not-
excuse.
a good excuse, but an excuse nonetheless.
Oh, good Lord.
But in this edition so far, we've had very committed students who have had to see this through to the last until they were no longer in the competition.
I
So-
want to give you the honor to speak on teachers because like I've spoken about parents.
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken about the students who are willing to just show up regardless of how it turns out. Nigeria Info that elevates, and I feel like in a broader extent, Nigeria Info is elevating social character. And I'm
Absolutely.
really looking forward to the possibility of, if we can, whenever we can, on a national scale, like on a broader scale. I would even love to see like adult debaters. I would like to see the elevation of the human psychology in contest. I think I think it's already happening on Twitter, but it's garbage. It's full of hate and skewed opinions.
Such a toxic
So I would
place.
love for, an opportunity where education, some people have done it, but we're doing our own contributing to success, and I'm hoping at some point we're able to just do it like on a broader scale.
I agree.
But imagine how beautiful this is, right? But I also feel like we've left a group of people out of the question.
Oh, the teachers.
And because you are okay, so I have a thing for education. I don't know if I can stand the class when it comes to teaching, but I have a passion for education, so I may be like a brain behind. But Vaughn has this thing for teaching.
I do.
Like she would like a cane in hand, chalk in the other.
Oh,
and,
okay.
So a rod in one, a chalk in the other. So I think I want to give you the honor to speak on teachers, because maybe you'll do a better job than I would.
Teachers deserve all the flowers, and unfortunately, we live in a society where
We don't
they're
grow
the
flowers.
least appreciated.
There's no water to water the
There's
flowers.
no water to water the flowers,
And the
there
last
are no flowers
person-
to give them.
The last person who spoke to the government about the possibility of even watering our lives so maybe we can bloom like flowers has been eaten raw. I hear she has been summoned by the NYSC. We'll talk about that in a
Dragged and-
moment.
Yeah. So, but teachers really do a lot of work, and they deserve all the credit, really, in that regard, because when the kids have when they don't know or are worried about what they're going to say, it's the teachers who come to their rescue. It's the teachers who help them, who sits with them and help them marshal out their points and then coach them. It's a lot of work, Joyce. And then it's the same teachers who have to deal with the aftermath of losing. It's the same teachers who have to console them and speak life into them when they feel like they're losers or they don't matter anymore.
So in the formation of the child, the teacher is in some sense equally as important as the parent.
Joyce, I strongly believe that how kids turn out 80% of the time relies both on the parents and their teachers. Because there are people who have said that their teachers told them to their faces that they would never amount to anything.
Ooh.
And how that broke something in them, So teachers
Because that's a place of authority, right?
That's a place of authority, Joy. So teachers play and I dare say play an even more critical role than pastors or than religious leaders.
I will agree with that.
Yes, when it comes to when it comes to the formation of the minds of young people.
I totally agree with
And it's such a shame that they don't get the credit and the remuneration that they deserve.
You know what?
And that's why
totally
the
agree
teaching
with that.
profession now, is not as it should be, because everyone knows that the teaching profession is a thankless job. Nobody appreciates you, and so teachers don't even give it their 100 anymore because there's no incentive,
And I think even worse, except you even love teaching, some teachers may not even know the gravity of the role they occupy
Absolutely.
in the minds. I think some teachers don't even know how important it is.
Yes, I strongly believe that teaching is a calling. I really believe that, because it takes you see the way you love radio, Joyce.
Yeah.
I think that is the same thing with good teachers. Teachers who are willing to go all out for their students are teachers who are passionate about it, who do it regardless of whether they are thanked or whether they get praises or whether they are appreciated, but because they believe that this is in some way a ministry.
That's the word.
Yes, it's a ministry.
Yeah.
You know, and so they believe strongly that whoever comes to them should live better, should live with a sense of purpose, you know, and calling.
And
so,
that's really what it's been throughout all of time.
Absolutely.
Like after the kings, in the old days, after the kings were the philosophers, really, and the teachers.
Yes.
So that the teachers went the mile to get taught themselves in order, because it was as though the teachers shaped society.
Teachers
so
do shape
of old,
society.
the teachers actually did shape the philosophers were the ones who shaped society. If you knew anything, it was because you were taught by a philosopher.
Absolutely.
And I think and I think just verbalizing this in itself in this moment is quite offending, that it's as though even teachers are disregarded, as though their job can be done by someone else.
Exactly. And that is why society today has a crop of young people who are morally flawed, who have moral and intellectual flaws, because they didn't have good teachers. Why? The good teachers who exist are either of the older generation and are gradually, you know, they're waning, they're tired, you know, or the ones who exist now are looking for better paying jobs. They're looking for other ways to make money. And so are not concerned with pouring into kids when they can probably pour into people who are willing to pay them more money.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, look at the whole NYSE
example.
thing where the younging records the video of a lady who calls her from the core unit to threaten her, telling her to remove. And in my head, I'm thinking, as a teacher or as a guardian or someone in authority, was this a political move? Was this a bias? Is this ethnic? What is this? Because we have to even separate the statement from the motive of the statement. Was the statement wrong? Because from the argument, it's as though the statement in itself, or the things that the NYSC core member said, were wrong. So the attacks towards her seem to be more to blame her, the way she's reading the economy. And I remember there were comments teasing her about living above her means. And I thought it was funny, because what's living above your means if, say, for example, the social class that you grew up in is where you eat eggs and you price eggs,
and now eggs are
almost 6,000.
Unattainable.
Like,
you cannot even unaffordable.
What's wrong if you've eaten butter all your life, and butter used to be 800, now butter is 10,000 for a 200-gram slab of butter. Some of you you can't tell butter from margarine. So yeah, maybe you understand what it means. And why is butter living above your means? If not that, we're also so impoverished. We have been down so long, we don't know how to get up. A moment, Lagos. We're going to go off on a break and we'll be right back on Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. Thinking of studying abroad? If yes, ALTS Education is presenting you with the opportunity to meet directly with boarding schools from the UK, USA, and Canada. Here in Lagos, this March, 2 days of boarding school fairs. Meet the school representatives on Saturday, 22nd March from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Radisson Blue, Ozumbambadi Way, Victoria Island, and Sunday, 23rd March from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Radisson, formerly Protea, Isaac John, GRA Ikeja. For more information, visit altsconsulting.com or call 0818-0000500. Investing in our children and the future of Nigeria through international and global education. ALTS.
I say Nigerian, my rice must be premium. I want a stone-free rice. I don't want it gummy rice. That's why I choose Kiara. See, I see this well, Kiara. The aroma, they make me hungry. Oh yeah, give me some. From the the east to the west. Pretty ladies here. Eat that fiber and protein. Oh yes, from the north to the south, African king rice can be found. Choose Kiara rice, we don't go let you down. Joy, 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 the taste of joy is here. Pretty lady, African king, very good. Proudly Nigeria, and Bogu rice.
Experience the taste of joy with Kiara Rice Mills, makers of Pretty Lady, African King, Proudly Nigeria, Red Eagle, and Bogu Rice. Kiara Rice Mills, the taste of joy in every grain.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Grand Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more. Register now and take your stand. Your time to shine is now at hand.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.fm.
And Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Suleiman is 11. He rolls a tire under the bridge in Akwonjo. Doesn't go to school. Everybody knows him as the boy that draws under the bridge. We find Suleiman, get him to lead him to his mom, take us to their house, dusty drawer with cobwebs. They open it. Some of Suleiman's paintings, she was smart enough to keep them. Took about 3 or 4 of them, brought them to the gallery. Now, Suleiman would go to school, send his siblings to school. That's the story of patronage. Yeah.
Plus 234 Art Fair 2025 holds from March 27th, 31st at the Pan-African Center, brought to you by Soto Gallery and Echo Bank. Admission is free.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Is the voice note on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk. It's not just the news or information.
It is more than you ask for.
What we ask when you got to say this organization is meant to help us out, and the people working there are not helping us out. You have a situation where people say it's normal that if your husband doesn't beat you, then he doesn't love you.
Where madness seems to be normalized, you will become mad.
And more of the rush you just can't stop.
It's the station for more talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Our website, nigeriainfo.fm, is a trusted platform for more intellectual, trending, and exclusive stories with up-to-date analysis. We are not just the talk station of the nation. We are your #1 talk station. Join the league of fans consuming great news at www.nigeriainfo.fm and get rewarded for your time. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, the River State House of Assembly has officially begun impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, over alleged misconduct. In a notice obtained on Monday, the Assembly stated that the move aligns with Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended and other relevant laws. This development has intensified speculations about Fubra's impeachment, especially after the Supreme Court upheld the legitimacy of 27 lawmakers loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike, now the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Last week, Nyesom Wike supported the idea of impeachment if due process was followed, adding to the ongoing political rift between him and Fubra. The situation has further heightened tensions in Rivers State, raising concerns about governance stability. And here in Lagos, former People's Democratic Party governorship candidate Dr. Abdulaziz Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, has defected to the All Progressives Congress just weeks after resigning from the PDP. Announcing his decision on Monday in Ikeja, Jandor cited internal crises and a lack of discipline in the PDP, accusing its leadership of undermining electoral process. He said his return to the APC followed consultations with political associates and legal stakeholders, adding that his time in the opposition gave him a new perspective. Jandor praised President Bola Tinubu's leadership and acknowledged the efforts of Tinubu's Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila and son Seyi Tinubu in persuading him to return. He assured his supporters that the move was in Lagos's best interest and urged them to join him in the APC. And now to transportation in Lagos. If you commute through the Independence Mequin Bridge inbound Marina CMS, expect some changes. The Lagos State government is shutting it down for emergency repairs from the 19th of May to the 26th of from the 19th of March to the 26th of May, a 2-month closure. According to the Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, the closure will impact key routes, including the National Open University to Independence Bridge and the Bonny Camp Underpass Bridge service lane. If you're heading to Victoria Island or the Third Mainland Bridge, consider using Ozumba Mbadiwe, Akin Adeshola or Falama roundabout to avoid delays. LASMA officials will be on the ground to help manage traffic. And Nigeria has reported 23 new suspected diphtheria cases, with Lagos State accounting for 20, according to latest health reports. The surge is linked to an outbreak at King's College, Lagos, where 14 students were infected, leading to one fatality. In response, the Lagos State government has launched an emergency vaccination campaign, while most affected students are recovering at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Health officials say the situation is under control, but concerned parents are calling for better sanitary conditions in schools to prevent future outbreaks. And that's the news updates this hour. You are listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifel. Thank you for your time.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is The Sunny Side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
If you are a parent, well, look for... When is the next season, Vaughn? Oh, by the way, I needed to get that information out.
Right. The next season returns in September, October, around that time.
So you want your ears to the ground.
November.
You want to keep listening to Nigeria Info for sure. We're going to actually have it broadcasted just so that you know. And we're on the thoughts to teachers. I don't know when things will change.
That is Joyce, I doubt that things will change.
Because I think teachers themselves are evidenced in some regard to the quality of humans we have in society.
Absolutely.
And if we don't begin to pour into our teachers, not just appreciating them, but empowering them for their job, I feel what would happen is we'll have a proper society where we have sub-illiterates.
We already do, Joyce. We already do. There's a whole crop of graduates that cannot even spell their names, that cannot even, speak. They can't even, construct a simple sentence.
The way I even hear it is like they're graduates, but they're not even employable. And God alone knows the extent
and
to
yet
which.
They cry that there are no jobs when they cannot even fill out their own curriculum.
There are
vitae.
already no jobs. Like, well, what are the options when you say there are jobs, and how much are they being paid? So I feel like in one breath there is the government and what the government needs to do. And then there are the people who will pick up from where the government has left off. But I honestly feel sad that our teachers are not being honored the way that they should be honored. And if it's anyone's guess, well, look at the society that we're in. But for those who would go on regardless, you want to go join them at some point.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Joyce. That's for sure. Oh, but I'm
Wow.
not going to be the. I mean, and this is by no way and in no way a disrespect to. I don't mean this as a disrespect to, to any teacher out there. But Joyce, the kind of teacher I want to be.
It's okay. So every teacher has a formula.
It's not the
or a
average
method.
teacher. It's not the average. I've done that. I've been there. I've done that.
Okay.
But definitely not doing that anymore. But I am going to teach.
What's going to no stick in your hand, no chalk, what?
No stick in my hand, no chalk,
AI
no
teacher. Is that what is?
You know what I mean, Joyce.
Okay.
The teacher of the future, that's who I'm going to be.
So certainly it's not a diss, it's just a different approach.
Yes,
just
it is
you
a
have
different
approach to teaching. I want to say thanks to teachers of old, teachers new, teachers who love to teach, teachers who teach passionately, teachers who sacrifice their time, their passion.
Yes.
Teachers who go the extra mile, teachers who in many regard became parents to the child. You know what I mean? Like literal.
Yes.
Parents, so that you have you have your mom at home and you have one Mrs. Folushaw in your school, or you have Mr. Obiora at school and the father. It's as though your father followed you from home to school.
Absolutely.
Because some teachers are really just nurturers. They just
I had a teacher like that. I had a teacher who bought me my first bra as a student in secondary school.
Oh.
I was in boarding school, She saw that there's something about this girl. She's not, because of all the things that I had to deal with at home.
Yeah.
Growing up with a single father, it was hard. The man didn't even. He was doing his best, but dude he also didn't know what a girl needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he didn't even know what to do.
Yeah.
And I went to school, and this teacher saw me and saw how the boys were teasing me in class. And she didn't say anything to me. She just went out, bought me a nice bra, and came and gifted it to me.
Oh, bless her.
That was, I can never forget her.
And
for
then
that
the
kind
teachers
gesture.
who made us. So there are some teachers who made students work at school, so they'll bring their egusi for you to break.
Or take it to their farms.
I'll take you to their farms. Well, we want to thank you. I can say that benefited us a little bit. I didn't break egusi. Actually.
Of course, you didn't break egusi in school. What did you do in school?
I just went to school.
Exactly, you went to a posh school, Joyce.
No,
it's
I
all
went
right.
to Budget Girls. I went to a government secondary school.
I went to a government secondary school, but in my school, we were helping the teachers clear their farmlands.
No.
We were helping them, and I didn't know how to wield a cutlass. It was the most horrendous experience of my life, having to wield a cutlass, and I'd end up with blisters on my palm.
Oh, really?
But that taught me resilience in some way.
Yeah,
it taught me
I
resilience.
think some of the things that the teachers put the students through, did imbibe in them a habit.
There was a time we had to break palm kernels, Joyce. Oh, Lord help me. I
was-
felt like a laborer.
Really? Okay, no.
I felt like a laborer going to school. It was chaotic.
But that was. I know I did that at home.
Oh, I broke palm kernels, Joyce,
school?
and broke egusi. Only God knows how I turned out the way I turned out.
No,
because it was wild.
At least now we can say you know how to do it.
Yes.
So my mom must have been worse than my teachers because my mom, I think it's also because of the way she grew up. My mom wanted us to learn everything from scratch, including break egusi, wash bitter leaf. So my mother would never buy washed bitter leaf. She'd buy the leaf
and have you wash
it.
My grandma did that to me, and I hated it.
My mother would not buy ground egusi in the market or ground achi in the market. She'll buy the seeds. You'll come home and you'll grind it. Well, don't anything. My mother would not buy frozen chicken. She'll buy the live chicken.
And all you wanted to
Bring
do was
it home.
just eat. Why did you have to do the labor?
So I think I must have been 4 or 8. I can't remember now. I must have been 4 or 8 years old. No, I think 4. I killed chicken with my dad.
At
then
4?
and then by 8 I had to do it myself. I'm telling you. Like, my mom would put you through the entire strain.
One thing I couldn't do was kill. I could not even stand the sight of blood as a kid.
Oh, no. So, I mean,
So if
my
I
house
saw-
was an abattoir on the weekend.
If I saw where they killed a chicken, I wouldn't eat it.
Oh, really?
It was that I just couldn't.
Oh, my mother put you through the whole thing.
That was-
Like, she just thought you would end up useless if you didn't know how to do
I
it.
don't know why. One Christmas, my father had me buy a live chicken and then asked me to kill it.
My
One
parents
Christmas.
used to threaten us that they'll take us to the village. So, like, if my parents were pissed, they'll say, "Well, I'll just take you to the village." So, and that was terrifying because I mean, I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So I had been to Okigwe, where my mom is from, and I followed her younger brother to go to the stream to fetch water. It must have been from here to Racecourse.
you felt like you were being put through child labor.
That was child labor. And I kept saying, where are you going? Where are you going? When do we get there? I was like, and I said, you do this every day? Voluntarily? That was, I must have been maybe I don't know, maybe 7, before 10, actually. I was really years ago.
Right.
But when I got there, I was satisfied with the sight of it.
It was such a beauty.
No, it was terribly beautiful. So the stream, the waters came from the rock.
Oh.
It was an intimidating height, and at different ends of the rock, water flowed through it. So you'll see people under the rock bathing, washing,
such
fetching.
beauty.
I just stood and I was taking it in. If I had thought I had a complaint before that moment, I was terribly in awe.
I can see from your description. I can see the stream.
It was so overwhelmingly beautiful,
and it was worth the trek.
Yeah, so at that point I didn't even want to leave. I was like, wait, let me just wait.
Yes. Oh goodness.
And so you would hear the sound of water pouring. It was so therapeutic. And I thought, no, can this be in the city? Can you bring it out a little bit? And I say, wait, does it end? He says, no, it doesn't. It never stops flowing. It just continues.
Oh,
yeah, then recently when we went for my mom's funeral, there are taps everywhere. Oh, now there's water. There's water there.
But the stream still exists, though.
Now I didn't go back there. But of course it would. Well, I hope they haven't taken it down and put someone's shop there.
Exactly.
But it's humongous. It would take quite an effort to it's stones. It's not just small. It's rocks, actually, like huge rocks from which the water comes out. Beautiful. Yeah, so I think that maybe the things that we went through in our youth help our formation. Now, there are many things my mom taught me that I know how to do, but I just don't do it.
Right.
So I don't hand wash. I'm not going to hand wash, but I know how to do it.
But if, God forbid, push comes to shove and you're in a place where you need all of these skills to come alive, I mean, they're already there. You already have a repository, so you don't have to worry.
Whenever there's a party or something, my mom would want to teach us how to use firewood. I think that's the one she didn't succeed because my whole eyes just, I'm out.
And I did. Joyce, I use firewood.
She'll be like, you have to learn how to do. Then she'll say, go and start the fire. I'm like,
yeah. I started many fires as a child because we had to roast fish.
She'll like, do like this, do like that.
Yeah.
Like, what sort of suffering is this?
I think that's why my vision went bad
quickly.
Joyce, I cannot even count the number of fires I had to
start
and keep alive, Joyce.
Wow. But at least now you know how to do it. Now, if we brought you a Gen Z, they would totally piss you off because they don't know how to do anything.
They don't know how to do anything.
So, I mean, it's our parents, thank you. It's our teachers, thank you. Even the teachers that made us, back in the day, some students thought it was actually wicked. The teachers would make them break egusi at school. I'm sure some parents would have freaked out if they thought that they knew their kids were doing that instead of studying. But I think all of that really just made us who we are.
Right. And those things, to be fair to the teachers, those things happened either during break time or during extracurricular activities. So it wasn't like teachers were asking you to break a goosey during school hours.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I mean, in my time, it wasn't like that.
I mean, thanks to all the teachers who didn't make me do it. I was already doing it at home, don't worry. My mother would buy the unbroken one, bring it home, and tell us to break it. Like, I don't know why she loved to stress, but I think she wanted us to learn things, and the only way she could do it was to get us to do it.
Yes.
And I know how to do it.
Even though I was taught how to wash bitter leaf, and there are two ways, because the bitter leaf you use to make onugbo is different from the one you used to make egusi.
Oh, please, no, don't put me through it. Wait, why? So what do you do differently? What do you do?
So I know that on the one hand, you would boil the ones for onugbo soup.
Oh, really?
Yes. On the other hand, you would wash the ones for egusi. Just wash them with.
Really?
Yes, just wash them.
I never boiled before washing because my mom used to drink the water.
Yeah. Either way, you still drink the water.
Oh, really?
Whether you boiled or you washed, you could still drink the water.
So you wash the leaf and steam it.
Yes, and my grandma made us drink the water from the bitter leaves every time.
Look at your black. That's what I've been
My grandma made us do that. Oh goodness.
Thank you, teachers, and we can really see the work you put into the hearts and the minds of students whom we have seen, and I beg to differ. You're wonderful. Maybe one day we're going to have a competition. I've had this thought in my head: competition for teachers.
Oh, that would now. If we decide to have a debate competition for adults, I would say that we focus on the teachers.
Oh, really?
Yes, bring the teachers in here to debate. So we can do this. We can do it based on fields. If you're a businessman, for business people, we can have a debate for engineers. We can have a debate for lawyers. So if we're going to do a debate for adults, we have to look at different fields.
Okay.
Teachers should come in here and do a debate. Then we can look at doctors, we can look at nurses, we can look at, different people from different walks of life.
Teachers, are you down? Are you down for that? Secondary schools or university? No, secondary schools.
Secondary school. Different secondary schools and then universities.
Then, what if you're a mathematician? Some teachers, so I noticed that some teachers, their English was not so fine. It wasn't so refined, but they were very good at
math.
At math, for example.
I agree, Joyce. So it shouldn't even be a matter of, and that's where we can bring it. We can streamline it to fields. You understand?
Okay. I see that.
If we are going to give you a topic, it's a topic based on your field.
Okay.
That way you can speak from your wealth of knowledge and experience, and it's not like we're asking you to go and
sound like a refined English speaker.
Nobody's asking you to sound refined. Just speak from a place of knowledge.
So this is really a moment to appreciate all teachers. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Thank you, Mrs. Shamagana, a Ghanaian who used to be my teacher in primary school. She used to give me food, but she used to flug me. I didn't know what it was. Like she always had her eyes on me, and I don't know why. Later, I figured that she really liked me, and so because she really liked me, she had a nature for discipline, and I didn't know why.
Teachers do that.
So
the ones they favor the most are the ones.
Why? So she'll give me she'll where's your assignment? If you have 4 or 5, come out. If you have 4 over 5, come out. If you have 3 over 5, come out. I'll go out and she'll flug me. And then break, she'll give me food. So the thing used to mess with my head. It's she always brought food.
Aww.
And she'll eat a beat and she'll just go, Joyce.
And then you felt so special.
Well, it was hard to feel special. She flogged me an hour. It was hard to feel special.
So it was like, what sort of a toxic relationship is this?
So I went home and I told my mom, and she was like, "Oh, she likes you."
Oh,
she's from Ghana.
Oh,
God, is that her name? Or I just called her that because I thought I didn't like the fact that she flogged me. Well, yeah, and God bless her. Really, I seem to not forget her. She's quite remarkable in my memory.
Right.
Primary 4.
I have 2 of them. I have a male teacher whose name for some reason I cannot remember, but I still remember his distinct features. Tall, light skin, bald, and he was a phenomenal English teacher.
Yeah.
He was the best English teacher I ever had. He was a spectacular excellence. When I say Joyce,
wow,
for the first time in my life, I saw excellence personified, and that was in my English teacher.
I really think if we need to make money, because I feel like there has to be like this thing where we can just go back in time and call all our teachers, the ones we think have been very impactful, and just say, "Here's chocolate.
What a
here is something. Like just thank you."
And it wasn't even about how he did his job. It was also about his character. That man he was a person of integrity, Joyce. You could see this man interact with him and you would know that this person had substance.
Oh.
He was a man of, and I don't mean, you know how people say, he's God-fearing, but then when you look at their lives, you don't really see anything God-fearing. This man was an excellent man, excellent in character, excellent in spirit, and excellent in teaching.
Can we say that about teachers today?
That's the problem, Joyce.
Woo!
What an excellent man. I can never forget him. Never.
I really think we need to do something for teachers. We just go back in time, look for our teachers and say, here is $1 million naira. I mean, that's garbage, but just buy slippers. Thank you for the impact you have made in our lives. And teachers, listen to Nigeria Info. I want you to know that we feel your impact.
We do.
Sometimes, even when time has come and gone, you would always be in our memory.
Absolutely.
You know, you would always be that part of us that never dies until we do. So thank you. Now, don't worry. For those of you coming behind Vaughn, she's going to be a teacher soon. You may have a thing or two to say about her. I'd like to hear it. We're off on a break. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. I beg to differ. Wednesday, 3 o'clock?
Wednesday, 4 p.m. and Thursday, 4 p.m. as well.
Oh, okay. 4 p.m. Wednesdays. Sign of the cross, and we're hailing Mary on behalf of those who will be coming forth to
Amen
debate.
to that.
May the best man win.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow.
Is the sunny side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
Look, now I'm really in that emotional space, just remembering all the good teachers I've had, teachers who were just good at teaching. And I feel like teachers back in, I don't know what teachers are like these days, but teachers back in the day, ooh. I mean, we talk a lot about their flogging, but I really think that we've had teachers who truly were a part of society in a way that honestly I feel this government needs to do a lot more when it comes to repeating. I'm wondering why you both are in the cap. You can talk about how not to be terrible at your jobs. Conversation. Hold on. I'm wondering why you've been starting a podcast. You at least talk about how not to be. Well. Okay, now there's a psychological part of it. Why are people terrible at their jobs? Is it the condition? Is it the environment? Is it because maybe today we have teachers who are terrible at their jobs? The environment. I mean, one teacher, right? And then we have cases where the teacher part-time teaching, part-time hustling, and teacher who's even waiting for you to learn. Just told you. I mean, look at lecturers and what we've heard about lecturers today. There was an intern we had on, I think it was Nigeria Info or Cool FM, and she said in her I met her year 3, and she said that she has a particular lecturer that never comes to class to teach. He just says, here's the handouts, go and read. There's test on Friday, and you better go read because there will be a test on Friday. So in that regard, I don't know if that's a case of what he's dealing with, the negligence on the side of the state. I don't know. I mean, it could be, or maybe it's not even his passion, but. So I remember asking her, so how do you learn? She's like, you go and teach yourself. You go and read, and you come back, and whatever it is that's on the handbook, that's exactly what you copy and paste back when it's time for tests or exams. So I think it's a great conversation, but here now we have to now dig in. Maybe we need to even get teachers to tell us why they were good or bad at their jobs. So I think it's probably a good idea. And I want to thank you so much for sharing that, really. And then the podcast part, we're probably going to have to consider a good time to have a podcast. When we return, please, I would love your opinion on the psychology of the Nigerian and why we're so divided. It's evident at this point that we even have to talk about our division. Why are we divided? I want to understand what, in your view, is the reason that has led to our division and our constant disagreements that has left us where we are. We're off on a break. We'll be right back.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more. Register now and take your stand. Your time to shine is now at hand.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.fm.
And Battle 4 Let the battle begin.
Hi, e dey tasty, creamy and nourishing. E get vitamins A, D, E, B1, B9, B12 and zinc. Na original Naija yogurt. Abeg, make una throw away salute for fine yogurt. Abeg, go Jollimento with the new fine yogurt drinking yogurt.
Fine yogurt, original Naija yogurt.
Are you looking for the right path to live, work, or study abroad without losing your funds to unscrupulous travel agencies? Or are you looking for funds to finance your overseas plans? If yes, don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Reserve your seats for the premium Jakpa seminar with Uzo Ododo Oba of Wazobia FM. Get valuable insights, travel loans, learn proven strategies, gain insider tips from industry leaders, one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and take the next step towards your traveling goals. Date, Saturday, 22nd of March, 2025. Time, 12 noon prompt. Please do be punctual. Venue, ITF Building, 5th floor, Funshaw Williams Avenue, Ipari, Costain, Lagos. Access fee, 20,000 Naira. Admits one person, please. For seat reservations and further inquiries, please call us on 0802-383-1303 or 0802-377 0699. One more time. For seat reservation and further inquiries, please call us on 0802-383-1303 or 0802-377-0699. Hurry, secure your spot. Seats are filling up fast. This event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info. Note, we know they give visa.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is literally my first time doing this adulthood thing alone. This is my first time moving out of my family house. This is my first time living by myself. And not just that, after I left the supermarket and I got home, my security is bringing NEPA bill, and NEPA bill has gone up by 2 times. Like, it's insane. I can't keep up with these bills. I am so overwhelmed and I'm so exhausted. Every single money that I have been making, I'm using it to pay bills. I don't even get to live properly. The craziest thing was, you want to go out to a certain location with your friends, and Uber is about 25,000. Like, even Uber, that we can't even take Uber. It is crazy. Like, why are things so expensive? And let's not even Lagos stinks. Lagos smells like shit. I want to take a walk. I'm depressed. Let me just take a walk. You can't even take a walk. Like, the place smells like crazy. Why does an entire state smell like this? And what is the government doing about the bad smell? Everything is just so overwhelming. You want to start up a business, and now you have to take a loan to start up a business. And the loan, you don't even know if you can actually repay it, because if the business, I don't know, I'm just so tired. Like, there's no one saying anything about it. Being NYSC copper, there's nothing beneficial about this whole NYSC thing. The money I spend on transportation is just more than the alawi the government gives me. Like, it doesn't, I can't keep up. Like, I'm so tired of this bill and I can't keep up. I am overwhelmed and I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's too much, and I wish that we would start calling the government out heads on. For example, Tinubu, you are a terrible president. Like, what are you doing to help us? What are you doing to help the economy? You are so terrible. I'm so sick and tired of Nigerians acting like we are strong, and they say, oh, Nigerians, we are actually very strong. Oh, no matter how much they increase things, we still chest it. No, it is not cute. We are cowards. That is a cowardly behavior. You don't stand to ask people, oh, why is this expensive? For example, MTN.
All right. It doesn't end. It was a 4-minute rant. So, by the way, there is a new hashtag, which is, so there's a hashtag right now. There's a hashtag right now that Nigerians have been speaking on, which really is just, Nigerians who probably feel one way or the other. Okay, so I guess one of the many concerns for a lot of Nigerians would be this young lady who says that the president is a terrible person. So I guess that's one. There's the fact that she said Lagos smells. I guess that's another maybe sensitive issue for others. Yeah, for some people. And then she spoke about eggs, spoke about wanting to go out, spoke about the cost of transportation, spoke about, the utility of the NYSC given what the government pays coppers and what they have to spend. She said she wanted to buy eggs, got back. Her security guard came to her with a new bill, and she just pretty much was summarizing this whole rant, saying nothing she makes goes to the bank. Everything is just paying bills, paying bills, paying bills. In fact, something that she highlighted, which many people have highlighted in the past, was the fact that you go to the market on one day, things are high. You go another day, things are higher. And I guess this is pretty much a complaint of Nigerians. But given the issues that she raised, I want to find out what the problem is. I think that for what it's worth, in order to thoroughly understand where we are as a people, a collective as Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ibibio, Efik, Calabar, Benin, Delta, Kaduna, Kanu, Bauchi, Nasarawa, as Nigeria, for us to pretty much understand where we are as a people, we need to understand what we're dealing with. And maybe the difficulty here is, are we even trying to understand what we're dealing with, or are we divided, and why? So the psychology of this whole situation that has emerged over the weekend is showing something. Some people agree with her. Some others don't agree with her. So I can even just read you a comment on social media that speaks to a comment she made about Lagos. And I'm asking, is the statement about Lagos right or wrong? So for those people who disagree with her statement regarding Lagos, is the statement right or is it wrong? Is the statement wrong and you're trying to correct it, or the statement is right and you will not admit it? Because I'm not even sure why it's even a sensitive issue. So if Lagos is dirty or Lagos smells as a statement is offensive, is it the kind of truth that shouldn't be uttered? Or is it the fact that this is an ethnic thing? This is our Lagos and you are that Nigerian from over there. We need to verbalize our problems. Because over the last 1 year, I've been wondering whether I should have political conversations on Nigeria Info. I can tell you for one that I like to have political conversation. No, I hate politics, but I don't mind having you respond to issues that affect us as a people. But I cannot deny the fact that I feel we are a docile people. We are a talk, don't do type people. It's almost as though we're psychologically weak kind of people. There's even a new crop of Nigerians, the crop of Nigerians whose silent opinions are even repressed. So they're not coming to the public to air their public opinion. Even their silent opinions are repressed. And I'm trying to understand, what are our issues as Nigeria? So is Lagos not dirty? Is that what this is? It's not. And then what exactly did she say that you may have a problem with? So yeah, the president is a terrible person. And it was in context of, what are you doing about helping the situation? And so maybe we're a cultural people who have a belief that adults or the elderly should be given the utmost regard. And so for those who are so culturally inclined, they may say, well, you can't call an elderly person terrible if you are Nigerian or if you're African. You can, so even if they're wrong, you can say, oh, well, they're a terrible person. I'm assuming that that's what it is, or is it the fact that what is? I want us to pick out the problems here. Let's talk about what's wrong with the statement, because I think our ability or capacity to be capable of separating where the issues are from the rant of this young lady may help us understand why we're so divided. Because Nigeria, I hope you are ready for this, and I think you already know it. We've just never had a conversation about the division. So while the NYSC chatter is a reference point, let's talk about Nigerians being divided. Is this an ethnic problem, a psychological problem, a spiritual problem, an educational problem? Is this a bias? Because it's now at the point where it's as though we deny truth, or at least what is said to be truth is a lie. You must also know that the young lady, after this her rant video, put up another video. She said that she got a call from NYSC and she was practically being bullied by the lady who called her, and she was told to remove the video she had posted. And she put a little clip of the audio. I wish she put much more of that conversation so I can fully grasp the context. She put her audio of the woman challenging her in the background. And I guess the woman, given that she's maybe older and could be said to be someone's mom, was speaking the way a mom would speak to a younger person. But what I didn't understand was what her concern was. Now, a lot more coppers had come out to say that as a core member, you're not supposed to speak against the government. So I guess that's also something else. And I'm just trying to highlight all the possible areas where there can be a problem, has been a problem, or where we disagree. So I guess as a core member, you shouldn't speak against the government. So I guess that's one. If a person feels displeased by their government, can they hold their government accountable? So if you have a problem with, say, something within the Nigerian context, can you not speak against it? Is it permitted? And to what extent are you permitted to speak if you're supposed to speak at all? What lines should you not cross? Because I think maybe rather than, I think I'm even trying to understand where the conflict lies, where the disagreements have been, and why Nigerians are so divided. So now you kind of get the whole picture. Let's talk. On WhatsApp, 08095975805. If you're calling in, 020127709993. That's for the male, and the female, 0201465790. Why are we divided? How are you? It's good to have you in Nigeria Info.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Thank you for calling. Please tell us your name and you can go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Samson Asuko. I call from Ekpe. Can I speak on?
No, absolutely. Please, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, our president, President Tinubu, is a terrible man because he doesn't feel the way other people feel in Nigeria. I strongly believe, because I am an old man, he goes to the school free of charge with scholarship from Nigerian government. Then that very time that he was in Nigeria, a young man, under his father and his mother, the cement was not 10,000 naira a bag. Rice was not 100,000 naira a bag. It doesn't feel the way other Nigerians feel because they are there making free money. Free house.
Was the lady, excuse me, was the lady wrong for saying the president is terrible? Can we understand that, in your opinion?
No, yes, he's terrible because he doesn't feel the way, that's the pains of Nigerians.
So you don't think that the lady was wrong when she said that the president is terrible?
No, she's not wrong. She's 100% right. She's not wrong because she feels the pain. It wasn't like that when she was born into this nation. He didn't say the president was not. He didn't see the way we are seeing now. He did not saw it the way we are seeing now. So he should do something about it.
Okay.
Is it because that Nigerians are so quiet that we don't say anything? They make sure whatever they want and they give it to us and we take it. So they are proud of sitting down there, doing whatever they like.
Okay.
No problem.
Let me ask you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lagos, is it possible that the reason maybe Nigerians are also quiet is because Nigerians are divided? I'm trying to understand. I mean, administrations come and go, and Nigerians have complaints, and what we notice is that it just gets worse over time. So what happens? What's happened? What has happened to the Nigerian psyche? Hello, how are you?
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Joy.
Welcome, Joy. Thank you for being here. Go ahead. Tell us your name.
Good to hear from you. That day, I don't know what happened. Were you fine? We didn't get to hear from you.
Oh, no. I'm recovering from, I guess it's I don't know, like an allergy or I don't know what it is.
Oh,
honestly.
so sorry.
Thank
I
you.
hope you're better now.
Yeah, I feel a lot better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, you know what, Joyce? We are very divided.
Why?
So nothing can work because...
Yeah, but do you know why?
Yes, I from my own opinion and what I've also observed, the Easterners are different kind of people, right? They can talk to their elderly. If you're wrong, they can point at you and say you have done the wrong thing, right? That's for those who are in the East. That's the Easterners. Then the Westerners here, they are big on respect, so they don't care whether they don't care what you do. If you're an old person, they can't talk to you. They can't point at you to say you've done the wrong thing. Now, if somebody from the East points at somebody who is from the West, who is elderly, to say you've done the wrong thing, they tend to say you are being disrespectful. However, you are saying the right thing. Okay? However, you are saying the right thing. Then, those in the North, their religion, they hold it so much. So whatever they do is tied to religion. So religion comes first before anything. Either you are doing the wrong thing or you're doing whatever you think you're doing, religion is what they see first. So they cannot be at par with somebody who is from the West who can say, oh, you've done this wrong. They will say, oh, they will look at the religion first. So why would you be talking to a cleric or talking to somebody who is, an elderly and is also has my parents and one person. So, Joyce, we are just so divided. So I don't think it's going to work. Whatever opinion you hold, people just see it that you are talking against
an elderly person. Okay. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. I'll get to WhatsApp in a moment, so if your messages are coming in, I'm looking
Good
at
afternoon,
them.
Joyce.
Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you.
Mama T from Ikorodu.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, Nigeria is divided. That is not the case. Why we are silent, the whole country is very silent, is because somebody say, it's my turn to rule. If somebody says something is his turn, how are you going to fight?
Okay.
We voted and they said the voting does not matter. It is my turn. So what do you do about it? Thank you, Joyce.
Okay. All right. Hello. You're on Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome to Nigeria Info. Speak up for us. Tell us your name, please. Go ahead.
Yes. This is Sheon calling from Momole right now.
Welcome, Sheon. Thank you for calling.
Thank God. The very first thing, I would like to answer your question. You ask, why is Nigeria divided? Is it because we are quiet? Yes, we are divided. And not just because we are quiet. The reason why we are quiet is because we are all divided. We are divided all through the lines you can talk of. Religion, tribe, education background, whatever. We are all divided. That is why everywhere is quiet now. And as regards the lady, the copper lady, well, for me, I won't say what she said. She's not wrong. She's not wrong for me. She's not wrong. Probably I would say the way she put it was the reason why some people are coming out to disagree with her. You understand what I'm saying? Are you with me?
Yes, I am.
So that's for me. Because everyone is feeling the pain today. As we speak today, there's no middle class anymore. It's either you are down there, or you are somehow up there. So the class now has become just two. It's either you are very, very poor, or you are still trying to push along with whatever is going on now. So today, and according to that lady, what we are feeling today is pain all over.
Let me ask
And
you,
everyone is
just for
feeling it.
clarity. Okay, so you say the way she said it is what you think may be wrong. How did she say
To
it that
some
was
peo-
wrong?
For me,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
for me, what I'm saying is, for me, there was nothing she said that was wrong. But for some people coming online to disagree with her, it could be probably down to the way she put it.
How did she put it that you think
You
may have
understand?
triggered someone? Just out of
Okay,
curiosity.
okay. Now let's take it from this angle. I mean, you're a bad guy. You understand? I don't really want to go the line of tribe, ethnicity, and so forth.
If it helps us, please.
It is a fact. Yes, it is a fact in Nigeria. We have Yoruba, we have Igbo, and we have Hausa. Those are the three major tribes in Nigeria, right? And we have our customs. The way we greet in Yoruba land is different from the way from the Eastern people do greet. You understand? So they are expected the culture dictates our way of life.
Okay.
Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, from my own side, if someone from the other side now comes to contradict the way our culture dictates our way of life. You understand? To me, as a Yoruba guy, if an Easterner is coming to greet my dad, like stretching forth his hands to greet my father, whereas me, I can't go to their place now. From the way I was brought up to, like, I'm not saying lying down or prostrating is something that we should, maintain or sustain like that. Because to some people, prostrating doesn't mean anything. They can even prostrate, even in Yoruba land, they can prostrate to even harm you. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
But from our background, from the way we were brought up, it could help. I mean, it could trigger that how do I put it now?
I get it.
Those
So
people that are coming online to disagree with her, probably the way she put it.
The way she said it.
So that is what
to
I
an
just
elder.
want to.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
I do appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great job you're always doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Lagos, Nigeria, the sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. How are you?
Good afternoon, Obi is my name.
Welcome,
from
Obi.
Lagos.
Welcome, Obi. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, those people that carry the casket of Jonathan at Ojota Park didn't realize culture. They didn't realize that Jonathan belongs to a family, to a clan, to a culture, to a tradition. They don't believe that Jonathan is a human, right? See, we need to set the record straight. If you are coming to become a president, you're coming to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And all the culture inclusive in this conversation. No culture is greater than every Nigerian concern. And I want to make it clear that what that lady had said, she hasn't gone overboard. She said president tenure is terrible. We all said they did worse with Jonathan during his tenure. Okay, so if somebody should say because the lady has said the president's administration is worse, are we saying she's lying? Does anyone not feel? Everyone feel the impact of what the economy is presently. So why are we lying? Why are we bringing culture and tradition into anything? What can be worse than you putting the picture of somebody on the casket and roaming it around the street, calling him all sorts of names, calling his wife hippopotamus? What can be worse than that? For goodness sake, now let's be truthful to ourselves.
Okay.
I totally support what the lady says, and nobody should bully her for no reason. She's facing the reality. She's coming out of her parents' house for the first time, and she's facing the hardship of the society that the president has found just in. So he should even apologize to the lady, okay, for what has happened, and tell the lady and assure the lady that everything will be brought under control. That's what a president should do, not threatening the lady. We all served in NYS. We knew the hell we went through. Thank God for grace. But eventually I realized that it's all a waste of time. If I had used it to learn something, possibly it would have been part of my CV today and part of a good experience I've learned. It's all a pure waste of time and pure waste of resources and energy. Thank you, sis. God bless you.
Thank you so much for calling 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's quickly read this message. Here goes. Joyce, we are hypocrites and pretenders. If an adult does something bad, we should clap and things get worse and becoming more terrible. The country is terrible for human beings and things happening both economic-wise and security-wise. Things are getting out of hand. Presently, the young lady never personally attacked the president or insulted Tinubu. She was only venting her frustration on how terrible the country is. This is just simply way to know that the country is divided. Remember, during the NSAS protest, it's regarded that it's targeted against the government of Buhari. Same thing happened during the hunger protest. But despite all, the major three tribes has their own way of understanding and reasoning. So regional government is what should be practiced, practicing all this, is what should be, I think you mean practiced. All the shenanigans will not anymore. Thank you so much for writing me. I do appreciate your write-up. Hey, you say, let me quickly go here. Good afternoon. The young lady is 100% in everything she mentioned out there. Austin from Isola. Thank you for your message. We're going back now to the telephone lines and Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side. Thank you so much for being here.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
First-time caller to your show. Do I listen to you a lot?
First-time caller. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm glad you decided to call me today.
My name is Adekunle. I'm calling from Agege.
Welcome, Kunle. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, the lady didn't say anything bad. And she never insulted the president. She never said the president was a bad person. She did not attack the president's character. She only said that he was a bad person. That means he's not good at being president. Not that his own character is not good or he's not a good person. It's just he sucks as being a president. And that was what the lady was saying. And everything she was saying is correct. And I liked objectivity. We as Nigerians should learn to be objective. If you have blind loyalty and be dogmatic and have Stockholm syndrome in relations to everything because it's from my tribe, I'm just supporting my the lady's rule and just captivate the woman. It's the lady. It's not going to happen like that. Our generation basically destroyed. I'm in my 50s, so I can basically say our generation basically destroyed this country. I'm not part of them. Those that destroyed it know themselves. But at the end of the day, if the youth decide to speak up, we mustn't silence them. Our voice must never be silenced. And the voice of any youth that decide to speak up at this point, nobody is having it easy at all. No voice should be silenced. These girls should actually be allowed to say their mind.
You must permit me to ask your question. So now, for example, I noticed that this is maybe the second time personally I'm witnessing social media being adversarial over a topic. So the topic will be, in this regard, Lagos smells. And so there are people who are paired to put up an argument for Lagos. Have you noticed that? And what do you think is responsible? Because my own question now is it that Lagos doesn't smell, or that the Nigerian would rather not have it said or permit that it be said that Lagos smells? So is it that the truth is too brash, or we are ethnic? we're what is it? Because I'm sorry, particularly if it's not your persuasion, you may find it difficult to answer.
I would like to weigh in.
Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
See, when you haven't been to another person's farm, you tend to think your father's farm is actually the biggest or the most beautiful.
Okay.
Some of us that have been to more than 20 countries, you can basically say that Lagos that people are shouting about is a slum compared to some other cities. And because it's the pride, joy and pride of the Southwest, we are supposed to support it, even though there are still places like Makoko, there are still places like Ajegunle, or places that are not even, that are worse than slums, the worst slums on the planet, but they are also parts of Lagos. You can't assume that Victoria Island and Banana Island is Lagos and exclude those areas. So some of us, probably because we stay in Lagos, we are too used to the snow, we don't notice it any longer.
Yeah.
But probably she's in Lagos for an hour. If she says Lagos smells, I believe her. I wouldn't say that Lagos is okay because I'm Yoruba and because it's the pride and joy of the Southwest is what we're using to brag about and it doesn't smell. Lagos is a very horrible city, so to speak. I could mention a number of parameters that I can use to judge Lagos. That if you travel to other African cities like Cape Town or even Windhoek, Namibia, even Nairobi, Kenya, even though they have some slums, but
pardon me, can you please just hold the line? Pardon me, if you would hold on, I want to quickly go from a break. Lagos will be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Now what for this country, everything just cash, even cash.
KC, I don't define you for shops this morning. Why you dare this kind queue?
Jojo, now cash I want collect since morning,
Cash? Why?
I know one waiting happen for 1672 happen again. Today, I must collect correct Naira note for hand.
KC, cash there everywhere for bank, ATM, POS agent, and if you want run and cashlessly, you fit use mobile app, internet banking, ATM, POS, USSD, QR code, and other options them.
Dudu, you sure?
I beg you, make we dey go. Your customers they shop they wait for you. See, the cash where you define for Sokoto, is there for your Sokoto. You understand? Country people, money na money. Spend them, collect them, no hold them, no panic. Cash day everywhere. This message now from Bankers Committee.
Suleiman is 11. He rolls a tire under the bridge in Akwonjo. Doesn't go to school. Everybody knows him as the boy that draws under the bridge. We find Suleiman, get him to lead him to his mom, take us to their house, dusty drawer with cobwebs. They open it. Some of Suleiman's paintings, she was smart enough to keep them. Took about 3 or 4 of them, brought them to the gallery. Now, Suleiman will go to school, send his siblings to school. That's the story of patronage. Yeah.
Plus 234 Art Fair 2025 holds from March 27th to 31st at the Pan-African Center, brought to you by Soto Gallery and Echo Bank. Admission is free.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
The sunny side. And thank you so much, caller, for holding up. I do appreciate it. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so there are many parameters for measuring a good city. There are a lot of African cities that are way better than Lagos. But because you have this thing that says Nigeria is the giant of, I'm pro-Nigerian and Pan-African. But we have this thing, Nigeria is the giant of Africa, so we believe that everything Nigerian is okay, even though some people have never even traveled to other African cities to see how they are developing in leaps and bounds. Go to Kigali, Rwanda, you would not want to come back to Lagos. So if you say Lagos now, I believe it's not one of the top cities in Africa. So the GDP, yeah. But when you talk about infrastructure, cleanliness, and also order and law, Lagos is not part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate 99.3 Nigeria Info. Because I wonder why we hear and see the things that we see. You are on Nigeria Info. If you'll tell me the volume of your radio set. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Tell us your name, please, and you can go ahead.
My first time of calling you from radio. I'll be trying. No way.
First time caller. Again, thank you so much
for
being
I've been
here.
listening to every day, watching your thoughts every day. I'm able to reach you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you're here.
Today.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, my problem is that I don't know how we Nigeria, as I'm telling you the truth, look at what the Adekule has said, look at Sheyi has said. When you see all those guys, majority that support this guy, they have traveled wide. They have traveled out of the southwest to everything. This is the last place he said he have traveled more than 20 countries. So if that guy is talking, you know what he's talking. But of them will not call. Cyclists started the gear. Yeah, if because you are in NYC, you cannot comment. Is this country, is it very good? Where this man take over? Where was it for? When the fuel was 200 naira, Buhari paid 200, 250 in black market. What did he say? He said if they increase the bill because of me. When I come back, I will bring it and everything will bring that. What did he do? He make life difficult for each and every one of us, Joy. I'm telling you, you can't enter market with 100,000 and nothing will come out. People are saying, what the guy said is just the truth, frustration. That is what people are going through. So people, some of them will still come and support him because if you look at them and support him, just look here. Look, they normally support everything the government do. And if you check them, they have never traveled from this Lagos. Yes, some of them will travel from here to Oshu, come back. That's all. They never leave this country. Look at what Adekula just said now. He said every day, you know that this guy is educated. He's traveling. You know what he's doing. Not because of they brought them in Lagos there. They enter from Oshodi to Songo, come back to Songo, go to Songo. That they thought the life ended here. And about when we talk of culture, in my place, we don't bend that to anybody. We only say, D1, that is just to senior. If you my place, if you want to greet that, you go bend that, they put your head for ground. They'll be like, say, what you do? They feel beat you. That is the culture. So if somebody said the administration is terrible, it's terrible. If you don't want to eat, don't go to the kitchen. You said you are going to go there. If you do not, we should criticize you. You said it every time. Okay. Why people are defending indefendable things where they cannot defend?
All right. Thank
you very much, Josh. I'm happy to
get everybody on board. How do we convince people that COVID is real, that COVID is not a scam?
We have prominent Nigerians that have died from this COVID, and government has come out to say, yeah, that individual died from COVID. So why are people not believing that? Why would we lie?
When you just eat Gary a lot without adding other things, you can have problems with the eyes. Especially when Gary isn't properly processed.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, Lagos, here's a summary of what's happening around the country and the world at this time. The Rivers State House of Assembly has officially initiated an impeachment proceeding against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, whereas former People's Democratic Party governorship candidate Dr. Abdulaziz Adiran, popularly known as Jando, has defected to the All Progressives Congress. And if you commute through the Independence Mekwen Bridge inbound Marina CMS, brace for disruptions as the Lagos State government is shutting it down for 2 months of emergency repairs. As former presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Omoyele Sowore have backed NYC member Ushie Rita Ogwamaye over an anti-Tinubu video. Amnesty International is urging the Nigerian government to stop intimidating citizens who criticize the administration, whereas Nigeria has recorded 23 new suspected diphtheria cases, with Lagos State reporting 20 of them, according to the latest health reports. The police have arrested 6 suspected members of a robbery syndicate in Lagos and are preparing them for prosecution. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has foiled an attempt by drug traffickers to smuggle illicit substances from Nigeria to the United States, Saudi Arabia, Italy, Poland, and the UAE. The Lagos State Judiciary has approved a 1-week Easter break for its workers from the 18th of April to the 25th of May. Minister of Works Dave Umahi has dismissed former President Olusegun Obasanjo's claim that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is a wasteful and corrupt project. Meanwhile, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has raised concerns over the decline of traditional leadership in Nigeria. And that's the summary at this time. You are listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Yvonne Archival. Thank you for your time.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow.
Is The Sunny Side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Let me see. Okay, so I had my caller disappear. Just a moment. Let's read a few messages here. There are many reasons this conversation is important. I think we need to know why we don't agree. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. It seems as though, in many instances, we have now a crop of Nigerians who are alive to deny the truth. It's as though the only goal may be to deny the obvious. And then again, who says it's a denial of the truth? Maybe their perspective is something we need to glean to be capable of fully comprehending what it is they see and how they interpret what they're seeing. Let's read this one. This is the problem of old power. They want to keep the status quo. One of the callers said Nigeria is not a liberal country. We are more conservative, so there is an identity crisis. We are more conservative, so there's an identity crisis, which we have in Nigeria. There are old ways we sow things. I think that your last sentence it's not comprehensible. I'm not sure what you're trying to say here. Power that doesn't want us to take in those liberal values which are imported. You say, I guess you're trying to say old ways, so things, and the power that B doesn't want us to take in. Okay, I think you're probably making a case for liberal. Well, yeah, last week someone did say that the Natasha Akpabio scenario was an imported philosophy, that we don't have a liberal democracy in Nigeria. Because one wonders again, the lady who called the NYSC member to I don't know, ask her to remove the video or even threaten her, may have been speaking from a place of patriotism. But does it make the statement a lie? Because every other opinion that's not in support suggests that there's something flawed with the way she said it. And for the life of me, I am wondering, okay, someone has a complaint, is frustrated, and probably perceives that their future may be bleak, and then makes a video about it. What is the way to say it? Okay, so I guess culture is a thing where you do not address, at least by the culture of the West, the Yorubas, you don't address an elder in a disrespectful manner. So even when they're wrong, can we also, or are the elders not wrong? And this is me just even on a broader scale. So now whether the president is right or wrong with his approach and his policies is the prerogative of the Nigerian. But it seems as though, as we have it, the Nigerian who's complaining about it is being told to shut up. So it's either the Nigerian who's speaking about this is wrong, or what? Or they're not wrong, but we're denying it. So there are a group of Nigerians who would rather deny it, or Lagos doesn't smell. Let me read you a message. Let me quickly just read you this message. Calling Lagos smelly and you actually know where you come from is a big hypocrisy. The problem is you hate Lagos and wish it never belonged to Yoruba people. You denigrate Lagos, but still yet can't do without the same Lagos. Lagos isn't smelling. You just hate Lagos. That's all. And these are people with degrees. So is okay, Lagos doesn't smell. And who says that the idea of Lagos smelling is meant as denigrating Lagos as against just stating a fact? And maybe there is something wrong with our perception of truth as a people. The reason this is important is this Nigeria of our dream may be a pipe dream. This Nigeria that we want may be a complete illusion. We would be better aiming for the moon on foot than having that Nigeria if we can disagree on things as obvious as this. So except maybe the economic realities are not what this lady say they are, and Nigerians who support it may the Nigerians who, I wonder if they live in a different Nigeria, you know, but I'm really trying not to make a political argument here. It may be that the Nigerians who support it understand the policies. Yeah, so I think that's a fair way to put it. The Nigerians who support the Nigerian policies, or the Nigerian government, this administration's policies, understand the long-term, short-term benefit and sacrifices that they make a case for it. Because the other options we're left with is bias, ethnic bias, herd mentality, more bias, a lot more bias. And with that, I don't know what kind of country we can truly have. So I'll just let you do the talking. You're on the sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
My name is Emeka. I'm calling from Ketu.
Good to have you here.
I agree to you, my sister. You see, let me just go straight to the point of this, the lady that complained. You see, it's not good to speak when you are annoyed. You will do a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
You see, if the way is talk to their elder, it's not the way these people talk to their elder. That's why if anytime you are annoyed, even me, as I've learned it, if I'm annoyed, I will just take water. I'll just put it inside my mouth. I can able to control.
Okay.
What this our silent lady talk, when you are annoyed, you will go everywhere. What he thought is truth. But who you are telling the truth, if you are here for a long time, you know that you are telling the truth. Don't need that truth. What you do, yes, the person is saying the truth. Don't need that truth because the person is telling the truth. Don't want to hear the truth. They just want to be like this place we are saying now. If Edda is doing mistake, you will be there. I've got arguments with them several times. Me, I'm from Umuahia here, from Abia State. And if Edda do mistake or now, like now, Edda want to say something now. Do you know that this place you can never talk? If Edda do it, maybe when Edda is far around, you will come and talk your own. But hence Edda want to do that, you just keep silent. It's their culture. Only that the mistake the guy do. Thank you, my sister.
I'm not sure if that was too clear. It's so clear to me. It may appear that you were saying. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you were saying that from where you are from, when the elder wants to, or when the elder's wrong, you don't air your opinion. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you meant when you referenced where you were from. I must have missed that part. Hello, Nigeria Info. How are you?
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good to have you. Thank you. Tell us your name, please. Go ahead. And why is Nigeria divided?
Joyce, we are divided because people who want to bring us together, keep us together, unite us, are not doing their job.
Okay, so first of all, tell us your name. Tell us your name, and then...
Yeah, I'm Emmanuel. I'm speaking to you from Ekwe.
Good.
There are three things that are supposed to keep us together as Nigerians. Number one, our constitution. I've gone to some organizations, some meetings, of which they write rules and constitution for themselves. But at the end of the writing up of that, the drafting of that document, I always see that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria supersedes whatever is in this book.
Mm-hmm.
That is supposed to unite. Our Constitution is supposed to unite us. Mm-hmm. Number two, a roadmap. By 2050, this is where we want to get to as Nigerians. By 2060, this is where that is supposed to unite us. And then number three, our ideology. That is why we have curriculum, in schools. Okay. We don't take history that belongs to Netherlands in our schools. We are taught history of Nigeria, and things that have to do with our environment, especially that ideology. That is what is supposed to unite us. Now, those institutions who are responsibility, for doing this, putting this in our mentality from when we are young, they failed us. Now, let's go back to what the leader has said. Everything she said, are they wrong? The answer is no. But somebody will counter it because of the tribe it comes from, of which something is supposed to unite us to tell you that in respect of your tribe, your religion, or wherever you come from, if you see something that is bad, kick against it. But because those institutions have failed us, you want to find a fault in what she said because she is not from your tribe. So I don't really understand. And again, for the NYSC, I want them to tread with caution, at least for the optics, so that it won't be as if every government institution is bad, because some people see it that way. If you want to say you want to suspend that now, or you want to increase our serving term, because I'm hearing that there is this disciplinary committee of which they can say she should, her service term can be extended by 3 months and she will receive half payment or so. If they are going that route, I think it will be very, very bad for the optics. Okay. We are not only consuming this news here. Some international organization community are also consuming this news. It makes us look stupid sometimes when we step out of the shores of this country. Thank you and good afternoon.
All right, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Please, the lady is 100% right in saying that the president is terrible and that Lagos smells. This administration has messed up this country, and too many people are currently dying of hunger due to, the terrible policies. I'm extremely proud of that girl, and I will give her ₦1 million when I see her, which I believe will be soon. This is Max from Ikoyi. So someone is promising the young lady ₦1 million Nigerian naira, which he believes will be soon. Okay. You say on the issue of the NYSC female complaining of Lagos, yes, Lagos stinks. This is Ayo from Dolphin. He says, the place is dirty. Go to the bus stops, even the BRT terminals. Go and observe the passengers eating inside the BRT bus and disposing their dirt on the road instead of disposing the dirt in the vehicle. The private vehicles do the same. Lagos highway sweepers sweep every day, but it gets dirty every second. This is Ayo from Dolphin. Nigerians are not divided. We are just cowards. Those people that speak about the tribe are not even up to 1% of the Nigerian population. We're just cowards. We are all dummies. This is Kolawe. Okay, well, you know what's where have covered in real Nigeria success or problems with your involvement, but nothing changes. And to be honest with you, if nothing changes, you should look at people. People are a perfect reflection of their environment. You're an army split on something, and this is us look this guy. We are can be divided for realities. One, Lagos stinks, and someone will think, oh, the only reason you're saying that is because you must hate Lagos. And so maybe we have to look at the psychology of that, because it's either the person who says Lagos stinks is lying or someone else is denying the truth. Either or. It's either this is a false statement or someone is denying it. Now, if we're in a country where there is a problem and we have people who are affected by the same problem deny the problem, then there is no redemption. Don't bother about the prayer. It's looking like a jamboree. Well, then again, maybe it's also the way it's understood and the way it's interpreted, and that's also why I'm asking. So I've heard today someone says the way the message was delivered. What exactly about the way the message was delivered can we say a problem has been made or a problem has emerged? Okay, we're talking. The copper spoke nothing but the truth. Threats from NYSC board can't change the fact. Most important thing is a message has been passed. We are not subjects of the government, but citizens, and we have every right to criticize their malfeasance. This is Olushoga. Thank you so much for your message. I do appreciate it. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. How are you? So, you know, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, this is Badamasi from Surulere.
Okay, welcome.
Yorùbá ní pẹ̀lẹ́ olóbi olakọ. You see, pẹ̀lẹ́ oni obi oni akọ. Are you getting me?
I don't understand what you said, so you have to help me.
If you say sorry, in a very bad way. The Yorubas, I'm a Yoruba man. Pẹ̀lẹ́ olóbi olakọ.
Okay.
You can insult your father because he's the president of the country. It's very wrong.
Oh.
Nigeria is not America. Nigeria is Nigeria. We are unique. And that's why we give pace, we give chance, we anisu roof murawa. You see, you can't say Lagos is smelly and we are here. Knowing fully we have natives here. You see, because this is Nigeria, Federal Republic, you can go anywhere and say anything, whatever. It's wrong.
Pardon me.
This country is unique.
Can we understand what you mean when you say
Yes.
it's wrong? So Lagos is smelling is even a false statement. That's what you're also implying here.
Look, when you go out, let me forget about that she's serving as a youth corps. That they are under a rule that she cannot even do that. But let's say a journalist writes something like that, or a journalist says something like on radio or whatever. It's still very wrong.
Hold on. If you want to talk to me, you can be straight with it, all right? So if you want to talk to me, are you saying that if I said, oh, Lagos stinks, that would be wrong?
No,
Is the statement false?
If you say Lagos stinks, it's the way you put it that makes it wrong. If you say a journalist there, if you say Lagos stinks.
Yeah, but you see, there was no journalist in this whole setup, except you want to really just make me the conversation. There was no journalist here.
I'm saying this is a public issue. Whether she's a journalist or not, this is it has become a public issue.
Exactly.
She published it.
Is the statement wrong? Is Lagos smells, by your observation as someone who also lives in Lagos, is the statement wrong? Because you're saying, well, if it smells, why are you here? It's almost as though you were trivializing.
Why should I say Lagos smell?
Yeah,
I'm a native.
Yeah, but is the statement false? Is the statement false? So, are you saying that Lagos doesn't smell? That's what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, because you see, the only reason when you say that we have to be patient for each other, it's as though you have to understand what the other person feels and says, right?
Let me tell you, the Yorubas have been very accommodating, very, very accommodating, and what you are putting out there, it can cause something.
What?
So
cause
please,
what? Wait. Cause what?
Pacify people. Look, don't just look. It's terrible.
Yeah,
you
but I understand how you. Yeah, is the statement false? I want you to, by your own conscience, is the statement false, or is it? You don't know if it's false.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay. So that's why. That's what the problem is. I mean, I would appreciate that he didn't even further the argument, but so this division in Nigeria, can we? Let me tell you. Except we're going to come together, tribe and tongue, creed, and agree on the truth. Let's wrap it up. There's no point. There's no point. There's really no point. Because I don't even fancy the arguments. So it's as though the only common denominator between the man from the east and the one from the north would be the truth. The common denominator between the one from the south and the east would be the truth. The common denominator between the guy from the south and the one in the middle belt would be the absence of the truth. There's just no point anymore. Okay, so you talk, right? We're talking on Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Thank you so much for being here. You appear to not be here. Okay. I'm sorry. You may have to call me back, really, because we have Lagos waiting for me. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sorry I cannot hear you. You have to make a better adjustment so that you're more audible.
Peter, this is Peter calling from Magoida.
Good afternoon, Peter. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Joyce. To me, Joyce, this last I speak now is one of the reasons that this country will not be okay. And the person that said that the way he put it and this match, I'm a Yoruba guy too. He say Belela Koolabo. Let's say it's the truth. You are saying Belela Koolabo or something like that.
Yeah, but you understand what he means when he says that, because I didn't. I mean, he explained it, I guess, but I didn't understand the implication.
Yes, now it's like you understand. He want the ladies to be pampered. You understand, to be coordinated. That it's like, you understand. Let's be straightforward. You are saying Belela Koolabo. Do you understand? You want the ladies to be hiding under shadow. Do you understand?
Okay, because it's an offensive truth. Because when I ask it. I guess the truth is probably hard. Maybe that's why this.
Yes, they don't. Do you understand? They are just want to provide that. Let's cover. You understand? Let's say the truth. You understand?
Is it possible? Is it possible that if someone says Lagos stinks, that they mean it in a malicious way? They mean to be hateful. Like someone says, for anybody to say Lagos stinks, it must be that they hate Lagos. Do you suppose that is a likelihood?
No, I'm not, Joyce. Let me put it in this way. If you record during the NSAS protest, Joyce. Hello?
Go ahead.
After the NSAS, we say we will protest again. Some are saying we will not protest. Some are saying we will protest. To me, I think there are some people that they set up that they should be attacking anybody that say anything against Lagos. Do you understand? I'm not even saying against or something that. You understand, like, truth about Lagos, let's do protest. You are saying we will not allow any protest in Lagos. It's like set up some people that they attack anything that they said about Lagos.
It may not be a setup. It may just be people just think differently. It may not be a setup. It may just be some people think what they think and how they think. Maybe it's a setup, but I mean, at this point we can agree that people think the way they want to think, and sometimes we may be forced to contend with that.
Because we are never been divided like this. We are never been divided like this. We speak in one voice before, but now we say something that we say it's not like that. Because to me, go anywhere in Lagos State, and concerning the economy, is it not right?
Well, that's what we're trying
So
to
the extent that the lady she get emotional, like she wants to be crying.
Hold on a second. We're gonna go off on a break.
All right.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Tasty, creamy and nourishing. E get vitamins A, D, E, B1, B9, B12 and zinc. Now original Niger yogurt. I beg you, not gonna throw away salute for fine yogurt. Beg you, go Jolly Mento with the new fine yogurt drinking yogurt.
Fine yogurt, original Niger yogurt.
I say Nigerian, my rice must be premium. I want the stone-free rice. I don't want it gummy rice. That's why I choose Kiara. See, I see they sweat Kiara. The aroma they make me hungry. Oh yeah, give me some. From the east to the west, pretty ladies here. Eat 35 bar and protein. Oh yes, from the north to the south, African king rice can be found. Choose Kiara rice when no go let you down. Joy, joy, joy. The taste of joy is here. Pretty lady, African king, very good. Proudly Nigeria and Bogu rice.
Experience the taste of joy with Kiara Rice Mills, makers of Pretty Lady, African King, Proudly Nigeria, Red Eagle, and Bogu Rice. Kiara Rice Mills, the taste of joy in every grain.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. So this is exactly what I think this conversation is about, is the way people interpret a statement or may not walk their way around an obvious fact. So we're going to read a message right here. Hello, Joyce. How is this even an issue? Where on earth is not smelling? Lagos, Abuja, New York, Beijing, London, Paris, Tokyo. So in this message now, you say, how is this even an issue? Remember, it's not supposed to be an issue, but it is an issue. So I'm not sure if you're directing this message to me or to the Nigerians who have made an issue out of it. Here again, you haven't even admitted that, hey, the contention in a moment was one of many things, the economy, and then she says, oh, Lagos smells. And then quite a number of people had a problem with that. And so here you have a problem with it, but instead of coming straightforwardly, you decide to merry-go-round as though I wouldn't pick it out. That's really the issue, is this disagreement, how we disagree on the most obvious things. And when we look at Nigeria and we talk about Nigerian problems, it's funny that you think that the problems are a common ground upon which the Nigerians will come together and agree on a singular objective. But isn't it amazing how we never agree on anything? And just one of many things, egg is 6.5, this is that price, and this one, and that one, and Lagos smells. And you can't even say, oh, I think it does, or we can make better decisions to clean Lagos. That's not what you're talking about. You just assume that if you can give a backhanded admittance, that it wouldn't be caught. So, and the essence of this conversation is to say, maybe there's a deeper problem here. Maybe it's not the Lagos smells that's a problem. You see that? Yeah, maybe it's not the Lagos smells that's a problem. Maybe there's something else that really just tends to rear its head when they come up. Maybe it's really not because Lagos smells. It's just something else. And I'm hoping that we can admit it, so that if we're going to have a world of our dreams, a Nigeria of our dreams, we can work together. Because two cannot work together except they agree. You're Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being here. What's your name?
Ishola on the line.
Welcome, Shola.
Ishola?
Oh, pardon me, Ishola.
Yes. I want to say that the statement might not be wrong, but the way it is said might be wrong.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. When, what's the name of this? Abati on a rice.
said Igbo people don't sell their land to foreigners, to non-Igbos. It's a statement of fact that we all know. But all Igbos stood up and said it was wrong. That I shouldn't have said it. Me, I've been to Abia, I've been to Anambra, I've been to Imo. So I know what I'm saying. All this place smells too. You understand? But the way and the time they said that thing, I remember that time. The time they said it things were hot that time. That's why people were reacting. We too, if we say anything bad, that's one thing about us. We will complain. But there are ways we complain. It's not the way Igbos complain their own. There are ways you talk to elders in your land. There are ways you don't talk to them. So you get my point. It's not, and at least you've been with us. You know what we can do and what we cannot do. It's not as if we hate them. But since that election time, things have not been the same. And we have to work on it. And Igbos, they should calm down. When Abuari was there, they ate Fulanis. Since that time, Tinubu came in. Since Yoruba, they ate. We should calm down. The lady that said the president is that, me, I did not condemn it. She understand. But what they said is, I've not read their handbook, that it is there that when you are serving, you don't say such things. You understand me? As you are working under with this thing now, Nigeria Info, you cannot come out and start condemning Nigeria Info. You understand? Even if you have to say it, there are ways to say it. That's what I just know. I did not condemn her. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so the tribal thing you raised, I guess that was not necessarily on this issue, because there isn't any tribal aspect to the issue, except maybe that's your lens for seeing the Nigerian. Because
that's the broader base.
Oh, so this is there's an ethnic issue here now, at least from your perspective. It's an ethnic issue, because if you say that the Igbos don't sell property, well, maybe from your experience, but Igbos do, because you go to Okigwe, there are plenty Yoruba people there, there are plenty Hausa people there. So I'm not sure what part of the East you went to.
That owns landed property. Let's forget it.
You said what?
I just sit down
so when you say calm down, hold on a second, sir. Excuse me.
At that time to defend it.
Okay, let me say something. So when you say calm down, many of the issues that are being raised on social media around Nigeria are not Igbos raising a problem. It is Nigerians raising a problem. But it appears that the only way some Nigerians can see it is to give it an ethnic coloration. And that cannot take us forward in any way, or anywhere for that matter.
That's what I said. All of us should change our attitude.
Well,
our thinking.
Well, I'm hoping you would change your own thinking, because look at, this is you and your submission. I'm not even trying to challenge you, but at least it seems as though you have to take your own advice.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
I'm ready to take it. Let others do too.
Fantastic. No, I agree with you, because if we're going to have Nigeria, we all have to change. Thank you for calling. Yes. I appreciate it. So, look at the way the last conversation went. Two different people, two different backgrounds, and then we can have a cordial, respectful conversation and it can end. But why doesn't that happen? Why? Why can't we? Hey, but that's not, we can respectfully disagree. And I'm sorry, and I don't even mean to be tribe specific, but there has to be a class of Yoruba people who can say, look, when something is wrong, we state it. Because maybe we have to even look at the approach culturally. So if you're from the West, when an adult is wrong, and this is just a broader approach, if an adult is wrong, what do? Do you pander to them when you're trying to tell them that they're wrong? Do you... I don't know. Because you see, where I come from, at least much that I have seen and I know, and even more interestingly from my family, you get called out. You'll be lucky if the son of someone from over the fence doesn't throw a chair at you. But yeah, maybe we're unruly like that. But so where you come from, when an adult is wrong, what's the approach? Do you pander to them? Do you sing for them before you tell them? Or do you tell them but you don't tell them in straight words? Or you don't say it because an adult is never wrong? Because maybe many of our lenses through which we look at the Nigeria that we see is also a cultural lens. We're looking at the country through which we look at our culture. And if a person isn't of the culture, they're an outsider. I'm assuming so. But hopefully we can simplify this complexity so that we can truly have a one Nigeria. Otherwise, it's all talk and lip service. There isn't a one Nigeria.
Yeah, speaking about pitches and people being pitched against each other, I'm talking about Fan Battle. Fan Battle 4 is back. Yes, it is back and it is bigger than ever. After taking a 1-year hiatus, we are definitely back to rock your world. Debates between 32 of Lagos's finest football fans. They'll be going head to head against each other in each round to decipher who will come away with the title of the Fan Battle champion for the 4th season. And of course, the price tag of 1 million naira is slapped on that title. Now, registration is going on right now at www.nigeriainfo.fm. Click on the Fan Battle banner on the homepage and go ahead to fill the mini form, as well as drop a video that's not more than 60 seconds with you speaking on any football topic of your choosing. Then click on submit. Fan Battle is definitely back. So, ladies and gentlemen, let the battle begin. Now, do not forget that the One Play game is going on as we speak. Yes, money will be given away today, tomorrow, and I'd like to say forevermore, but I can't speak to that far in the future. All I know is that if you play the game by dialing star 347 star 880 star 3 hash, what will happen is that your ticket will enter a draw. Now, you can play as many times as possible. You can play as little as once. Now, you are not just playing for the daily winnings, which I am told is over 200k as we speak, but you're playing for the weekend jackpot that is 500k large in and of itself. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you need not fret. If the SSD code is not going for you, you could go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. Either ways, you get to play. Now, each ticket is going to cost you 500 naira. Like I said before, you can play as many as 10 times. You can play as little as once. Whichever path you choose is okay by us, as long as you're playing responsibly and as long as you are above the age of 18. We are cool. One Play is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Keep on playing to keep on winning.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Let's quickly go through a few messages, and I want to thank those calling in and sending messages. I think I'm taken by the interest that this conversation has on everyone's curiosity. I guess maybe by the end of the day, we're better off if we're going to be honest and be committed to the singular goal of being understood. And maybe also understanding the other person as well. This is talk where Joyce, Nigerians are divided. The politicians have bought a lot of us, or a lot of them, over to their sides. This is what you get when you speak up. Someone who is also suffering the same way with you, but because they have been given a cup of rice, will come out to shut you up. We're suffering, and every naira counts for nothing. And a lady who is bold to speak her pain is being bullied. I'm not seeing this country becoming good again. With these kinds of leadership, Nigeria is destroyed. Have some faith. I mean, this is us trying to work out the possibility that we don't destroy ourselves. I don't know about the entire Lagos, but estates in Lagos have stagnant, stinky gutters that make the environment stinky. I don't go out, and when I visit Lagos unless very necessary, because of the smell. And so here is a psychology of the interpretation, the way the language is, the way the phrase is interpreted. And this is nonsense. I'm just trying to highlight that it's an underlying wound that we may all be carrying. We may have to attempt to heal so that we're not arguing over whether Lagos smells or not, whether egg should be 6'5" or not, without you think. I mean, it's like saying if Peter Obi was the president and you say, oh, Joyce, egg is 6'5", and I say to you, yes, it's supposed to be 6'5", or well, leave within your means. because I've heard so many things like that. Like, well, live within your means. It's like, hold on a second. What exactly is within our means if we're all paying 6,500 naira for a crate of egg that comes from chicken and isn't luxury? Oh, wait. Don't eat eggs? Oh, by the way, the Vanguard is reporting that pregnant women are birthing malnourished children, and because they are not feeding properly, they will birth undernourished children. We'll all be damned if we make it an ethnic problem. All of us are all damned if we just decide this moment that this is a Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa problem. Yeah. Really. But I'll read a few messages and go to the telephone lines. Nigerian government is chasing shadows and making a molehill out of nothing, demonizing the young copper. We are divided and can't fight collectively to face any bad leadership. Religion, tribe, and other parochial sentiments will continue to limit us. This is Elder Godwin. Thank you very much. You're writing from Ogun State. Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
You're on the sunny side. Thank you. Tell us your name. Please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Pastor Emeka.
Okay.
Calling from Mekejo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this particular issue that is blurring the airspace is very, very clear and complex. Because from all indication, we are seeing the culture issue popping in, and I can assure you that we are not even respecting our culture as the case were. But there is something you said which I also want to reiterate. If an elder did wrong in any of this, in any of the audits of our clan or wherever or tribe, how can we approach the elder? How can we tell him that something that what I've done? Like in Igbo, I mean for Igbo, Igbo said, it means if an elder is doing wrong, you wear a basket and talk to him, tell him or her the truth, the case where. Therefore, I understand that here in Nigeria, we have this issue of psychophancy. We cannot come out, we sell something at the back, we do it in the front. And we are also operating from the spirit of delusion. We are deceiving ourselves in some cases. So we have to come out from this chair, to be able to say that this young lady, she's a woman. Only God knows what she's going through before she came to this far, crying and saying this government is that and it's terrible and the state of Lagos and all that. So, but on the same note, let's look into the matter. Is he saying the truth or lie? Even Jesus Christ said in his word, "What do men say about me? What people are thinking about me?" Before Peter said that you are the Christ. So when people are saying something negative about you, go in as a leader. Don't be Eze or Nyagbalam. Don't be that person that will say that don't tell me, that I don't care. No, go inside, evaluate yourself, take yourself the truth. Then you come out. If for us we have a Nigeria of our dream, the Nigeria that we're talking about, we have to deal with all the sentiment, tribes. At the end of the day, we have Nigeria of our dream. They shutting somebody up for somebody saying the truth will not be the way. But for me to conclude, I would like to ask, please, if an elder does wrong, how can we approach him? I remember sometime during Buhari regime, sometime a sheikh condemned, said that Buhari did promise security. At the end of the day, he did not. He was removed from the mosque. I think he was removed. I think I listened to it several. Few months ago, we also see an Oba in Yoruba and I think insulting and dehumanizing and I think an elderly person also. Then what do we say to that? So look at all these things. So I believe it's something we have to look to be able to get an idea of our dream. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So I guess maybe this is a very good opportunity for us to maybe learn, and if necessary, we have to define what we truly call a culture. Because except we're saying, well, if for example, say someone is wrong, well, don't tell them, or at least you kneel down, your hands up, you grovel, you beg. I'm not sure. I'm really just trying to. I'll wait. I'll wait for you to tell me. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Joyce.
Turn off the volume of your radio set.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can, thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon. Very interesting discussion you are holding this afternoon. But quite unfortunate, a lot of people don't understand. Even them themselves don't understand the problem they are facing. So many people that are supporting this government, sincerely, if you look at them inwardly, we see that they can't even feed. Those that are supporting the bar system in Nigeria, most of them are struggling. But they are doing that based on the fact that they belong to the same religion with the man in power, and they belong to the same geographical background with the person in power. But at the end of the day, they pay the supreme price. Most of them will be sick. They can't go to hospital. They can't afford health.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's just Yorubas. There are Igbo people who also support the administration.
No,
I think
I'm coming. I'm saying about the majority. You understand?
We don't know what the majority is because there are Igbo people who
the main people that support the bad system. You sincerely, when you look at them, you pity them. That's what I'm saying. So let me tell you, Lagos.
I'm not sure how I'll take that.
Yes,
Okay.
Lagos thinks yes, because the man at the helm of affair in Lagos is not doing any job. Let me give you an example. I went to Ayobo sometime last week.
Oh, you mean Sanwo-Olu now? Are you speaking Sanwo-Olu or the president?
Yes, Sanwo-Olu.
Oh, okay.
Sanwo-Olu, yes. He's not doing any job in Lagos State.
He's not doing any job, or he's not doing enough.
He's not doing any job. He's not doing any. We were all here when Fashola was a governor. We were here when Ambode was a governor.
He has to always contend with that.
Yes. Listen to me. I went to Ayobo to board BRT back to Ikeja, where they station their buses beside the Deeper Life Church there. That's where they board Ikeja to Ayobo, the BRT. The place was stinking. People cannot stand there. All the rubbish they removed from the gutter, they heap it where people queue up for the buses. We closed our nose.
Okay.
Before we could board the BRT. So when somebody said a place is stinking, what does that supposed to mean? That is the reality. You understand? So anybody listening to me should go to Ayobo and find out what I'm talking about.
So there was a caller. There was a caller who called in. I think the caller was trying to imply that you shouldn't say that Lagos stinks because maybe they find it offensive. So you also being a resident in Lagos, do you suppose that does something to what the concept of the truth is?
Joyce, as a matter of fact, the way I was brought up, we don't know how to coin words. Yeah, we can't. I don't know how to tell lies. I can't tell you that something is right when it is not right. So if you don't say it out, how will it be corrected? How will attention be given to it?
That is a good response. Okay. How does it change if it's not said out blatantly?
We say it the way it is.
Okay.
Provided you are saying the reality.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So now, how does... I'm really trying to be all things to all men. This one says, stop entertaining people who don't have any common sense. It's a little difficult to determine who has and who doesn't have common sense. But plus, for this to be as egalitarian as we can manage, for it to be as democratic as we can afford, we have to allow everyone speak in hopes that those who have clarity of thought and conscience and good conscience can chime into the conversation, and hopefully there's something to learn here. But what we can establish is that there's a nerve here, and it's not that Lagos stinks. It's something deeper. It's something. It's been under the shadows. It's gone to rot already, and we're just really arguing about the most ridiculous things. Like we'll argue about egg is 6'5", and someone would say, "Well, live within your means." It's like, is it okay that egg is 6'5"? And why saying when people complain that egg is 6,000? And this is an example. If someone complains, is that an indication of hate? Or should it be read as, well, you hate me or you hate where I'm from, that's why you're saying something like that? And it's interesting. We all go to churches and we all go to mosques. But we better not have a debate without the hate coming through. Hello, our people hate somebody that stand for the truth. This is what is affecting us today, tribalism. All right, and I don't even mean to be searching that deep, but maybe we have to really face this truth, finally. The lady in question is not an Igbo, please. Why do we give ethnic coloration in everything? Good. That's a very fantastic question. She doesn't have to be. But remember that we're figuring out that the problem here is not Lagos stinks. It's something else. It seems as though we have paid lip service to one Nigeria. But yeah, that's really what we say on the surface. But underneath, there's something else. Corruption, ethnic division, religious or irreligious persuasions. These problems that we never really bring to the fore, I guess the time has come that we bring it to the fore. That time has come. That time has come. And we're going to have to face it and risk the divide. And hopefully we don't divide ourselves, if we're going to be honest. Because you want peace, the other man wants peace. And if we can admit that we want peace, then we can truly be that country of our dreams. All right, thank you. Hello, Joyce. This conversation is so interesting. It's so interesting observing all the many areas that a simple conversation can touch. I'm enjoying this. Please continue. Telephone lines, Nigeria Info. All the interesting areas it can touch.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you for being on Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
All right, my name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Mobile area.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Okay, I think that anybody who knows the new face of Nigeria's politics, because Nigeria's politics are assumed a new face from the last election.
Okay.
Nigeria has never been more divided than they are since after that election. So anybody trying to make commentary on social events must actually read his mind, properly. I understand that lady is a young person, probably 20, 21 or so.
Mm-hmm.
She's not yet matured in in the ways to address issues touching on that could touch on politics. Otherwise, I would have suggested, if I were to speak to her before she made that thing, I would say don't talk about Lagos. Because there is a kind of horrible, things going on that you cannot actually, overlook. The fact that the president is terrible, I think he is horrible. I think that his government is horrible because Nigerians are actually the ones who are suffering it, and the kind of things that people are going through is better imagined. Okay, some of the things that I know that people are going through. Okay, but while talking about it, don't bring in Lagos. Because the moment you do that, the first thing people will begin to think of, they want to know your tribe first. Because if it is somebody from Lagos or somewhere from the southwest that said that, it wouldn't be a problem. But if you are not from there and you manage to be from somewhere else, there is half of the people who comment will think you are from the southeast. First of all, and it is from there they will pattern what they are going to say. If a northerner says it, there is not going to be much problem. But you can't be from the southeast and be criticizing the president and at the same time the governor. I think personally that the government of Lagos State is not as bad as anybody thinks. Mm-hmm. Lagos is one of the few places where efforts are being made to put some infrastructure and do things right.
Yeah.
That is my personal view. I live in Lagos. Okay, my state, Imo State. I only pray that Imo State can be just like one part of Lagos sometime.
Yeah.
Because the kind of thinking I see that goes into government in Lagos, I don't see it in Imo State. All I see there is politics. Crude politics.
Yeah.
By those who want to have everything.
Okay? But hold on a second. So the statement Lagos smells, is it wrong? Even if you're being honest, which I want you to be.
You
please.
cannot be Igbo and be saying Lagos things. You regret the kind of reaction that you get. That's the point I'm making. Even if you see somewhere that's smelling in Lagos,
don't say anything.
just hope that by the time you're passing the next day, something would have been done about it. If not, pass as other people are passing. Otherwise, the whole case will be different.
Wow.
That's the point.
Okay.
And most people who are saying,
pardon me.
Remember,
I hate to interrupt you, but I have to be off on a break. Please, we'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
This year, we're talking about patronage from many different aspects. It's not just giving artists money. It can be helping an artist have an exhibition, giving them exposure, connecting them to the right gallery, the right representative, the right person, giving them studio space to produce, giving them some training, whether it's business training, legal advice. There are so many ways in which you can be a patron of the arts.
Plus 234 Art Fair 2025 holds from March 27th to 31st at the Pan-African Center, brought to you by Soto Gallery and Echo Bank. Admission is free.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, so I'm really trying to pick and I really want to appreciate those who have attempted to keep this as level-headed as possible, because I must say that we have achieved more in just being comprehensible and making the dialogue respectful than if it had been otherwise. Really, I really do want to say I appreciate that. I want to quickly read this, but then again, so this one is saying, hold on, let me read this one. I'm from Ondo State. If elderly man or woman do something wrong, him or she will be called out a disgrace. So pardon me, you have a question mark here, so I don't know if this is a statement or if this is a question. I'm from Ondo State. If elderly man or woman do something wrong, him or she will be called out a disgrace. I don't understand this type of Lagos people. Are they more Yoruba than others? This Nigeria will never work when we still have some people who think this way. This is Kolawole. Thank you very much for your message. A lot of people are too biased to see the truth. Let anyone go to Obalende, Oshodi, Okeari and see the stink. We need to be truthful so we can force change. Many of your callers are hypnotized. How can being Yoruba remove the truth that Surulere Lawan Sinojolegba stinks? I just walked past Ajose. The canal is not smelling. I'm Yoruba. So all those protecting evil cultures are insecure. The guy is not even Igbo. Which guy is that? You mean the lady? Yeah. So again, I think that the underlying problem here are all the biases that go silent every day. And let me see, please never mind the caller trying to make a bad comment about the Igbos. So this one says, this is Yakubu from Lekki. Never mind the caller that was trying to make a bad comment about Igbos. I am Hausa from Kanu. Our people from the north is the biggest problem of the country. I say it without an apology because it's the blatant truth. Yakubu from Lekki. All right. It says the people from the north are the biggest problem. Nigeria. Oh, good God. You see that thing where we pray that Nigeria will work? It will not until we start having conversations as this, where I can hold myself accountable, and I will not be afraid if you hold me accountable, where you can hold yourself accountable, and you would not feel its hate if someone was trying to hold you accountable. That's the only way this country is going to work. So, I'm not in Imo State, so I can't tell you what's happening in Imo State, but at least I know a little bit about the whole IPOP thing, which I hate to my soul. But so the Vanguard reports, that we have now a malnutrition problem going on, and I was wondering whether I should have that conversation over this conversation. And then I realized that maybe this conversation, as sensitive as it was necessary and even long overdue. So I guess another time will present itself where we would have to gather again and attempt to be as honest as we can afford to talk about the Nigerian issue. There are many of us born from multi-ethnic backgrounds and communities. Our parents and children were also same. I personally can understand where everyone is coming from. You can call a spade a spade. So far, it doesn't appear to be insightful to the other person next to you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Thank you so much for your message. So I guess it's ethnic divide that really has brought us here. Broken, damaged, and we don't even want to admit it. The sun has set, my work's done. We have enjoyed radio today. As complex and as terrifying as the conversation was, radio was fun. And God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you. My name's Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's